or before that with EU or NA or LATAM. So this is more of a let's go through time. I want to put myself out there as a historian in Siege. I wasn't there since day one for watching competitive, but I can tell you, I definitely kept up with things. Of course, I joined in at the end of year one when it comes to talent, so I know a thing or two about all of this. So let's actually start. Hello, everyone. So let's start things off. I think this is Panky and True Talent that are casting this grand final. Panky, of course, that has moved on and now works as, I think, a relations manager at HyperX, which is cool. Everybody's growing up and has grown up over the past few years. And True Talent, who is still a streamer and still does Siege every now and then, but mostly plays Dead by Daylight and is pretty good at it. And as someone whose partner, like my girlfriend, works on Dead by Daylight projects, like not esports, but productions and everything. I find it pretty cool. Here we are. Thermite, Thatcher, Glass, Blitz, and Ash. This is the old selection, of course, back in the day. You selected these. There was, of course, when you were playing, it showed you the entire body of the operator. It's just in the custom game, you could only see, these bits of it. I kind of prefer the modern UI that we have. Some things, of course, can change, but, for back in the day, it'll work.
Dollars on the line. And well, Sisu not mixing anything up for their first round. We'll keep bringing out Glaz.
There was no sixth pick, by the way. And you'll see the players. Protax, Keito Mestari. For people that don't remember, Keito Mestari was, and I think still is, a very competitive swimmer from Finland. The entirety of the Sisu team is Finnish. Back in the day, Protax that later on became a coach. You go from support to coach. That's usually how it goes. He's a wonderful person. I've never gotten to meet Keito Mestari personally. Of course, Wilkie, Boonsy, Jonas, we've known these players for ages. I've had the pleasure to not only know them, but, work with them. It's pretty cool. Hey, On. Hey, Panda. Love 24 FPS cam. I mean, let me see. Is it forcing it on the stream?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Hello, what are you doing?
Resolution, and let's bump it up to 1080 full HD. HD. There we go. Oh.
Dollars on the line.
On the line. All right. I don't know why, but this computer struggles with it. Hey, Wolfie, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Welcome back to the Esports Saver, or welcome to the Esports Saver Big Dick Club. We'll organize things when it comes to the camera and everything later. For some reason, my computer cannot handle 1080 60 when it's streaming. This is the old PC. I'll try some other things later. Though, let's drop it down to just 30 FPS maybe. No, then I'm just gonna drop it down and we'll run 720 60. Yeah, this is way better. Yeah, it's only VOD, no gameplay. So,
well, Sisu not mixing anything up for their first round. We'll keep bringing out Glaz as predictable and as seen before when they try this. They're going to look to try and break into their garage with him. But Penta are going to mix things up and say, nope, we're going on the top floor first. So Wilkie's got a slightly different position and he did it from before.
So,
but Penta...
We're playing House. Hey, Peter. You're going to see this later on map 2, but... you're already going to tell that the UI stuff, especially with Antoine in here, he's going to be like tearing his hair off, thanks to the UI and the lighting and everything. But hey, that's how the game was back in the day. Okay, I'm going to turn on the audio a bit here. In the end, it's not about you hearing the VOD, that's for sure. So yeah, Bomb, reinforcements.
Did you learn from watching Sisu play this map earlier on? Do you know where they're going to be?
Can
you play and adapt around it?
What are the reinforcements they're looking at? First of all, let's just look at the defense, and then we'll try to understand how the attackers are trying to adapt to it, right? So we got 1 reinforcements that's coming down on kids. This is just to halt things with people that are trying to walk up the stairs, push from there. You'll see later maybe a Twitch that's going to be brought up in those locations. Back then, you could really burn through people with that. That was back when Twitch had flashbangs, because Claymores didn't exist back in these days. As I said, we're going to keep reminiscing on all of that. I think it is trash, though we'll see. reinforcing here, so you don't have to deal with windows. Probably a second one here. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I will also remind everybody that reinforcement pools, of course, did not exist back then if you're a new player. They were only introduced a few months ago, which is amazing. So, ADS, only one. This is kind of to protect you from anybody on rappel or sitting out the window. And this is when you could still place your Jaeger ADSs or whatever you wanted on the bomb chassis. Of course, that was taken away, and then as the bomb chassis was retooled, remodeled to what we have today, that thing was added back only 2 or so months ago. Yeah, back when she had flashes, and then it was given again. Back when the Kebi didn't exist. Definitely glad Ubisoft invested in a big box of light bulbs to install around the map. Yup. Yep, they're LEDs, by the way, because we're trying to keep our planet as in good shape as possible. Of course, consume less energy, even though we're kind of needed every day. So, I just see a 3-speed.
Yeah, they can. Looking for that.
So look at that.
First round to get the ball rolling here. And
that 60 FOV. Love it. You gotta love it.
Currently holding down tight.
The
very comfortable spots. Just waiting for an opening.
And the old like super jerky animations.
It's not a map where you can be too mobile, especially now they know there's a glass on them.
Lights in games use IRL electricity. Actually, come to think of it, that is very true. Jess, thanks so much for the raid. Thanks so much, Jess. I don't know when you're going on your vacation, but we'll get through things. Hopefully I get to see you in person come next year. Thanks so much, Jess. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for coming over from Jess's stream. We're doing VOD review. I'm going to be doing these VOD reviews as I used to do back in the day, like 2.5 years ago. We're going through Siege through time. Today we're doing Pro League Year 1 Season 1. Tomorrow in the Grand Final. Tomorrow we do Pro League Year 1 Season 2 Grand Finals. And on Saturday. Sundays is off, coming back on Mondays, etc. So here we are. Thanks, Jess. Yeah, so we're talking about how back in the day there were not a lot of things that you could use. Claymores didn't exist, impacts didn't exist. You had the nitro for rotation holes, bullet destruction, like caliber based, did not exist. It just was, yeah, it's French in the game because, you know, French audio. It's odd, man. Smoke had nitros, you know, all that. Glass couldn't see through smoke. So I remember when that was added with the ad on Canal. Great. I believe so. For the rush. The render all the way down. And again, this is one of my favorite things that they actually added into the game, where you actually see what's happening. Of course, this is 720p 60. You don't really have much in the way of clarity because this is years ago. And the quality was not the same thing that you could have in broadcasts. But yeah, good kill early on. Saijin is down. You don't have no clue what operator he was playing. So these are some of the UI changes. Boonsy's trying to dive into Crip, who's just laying down. This is like literally playing, like you're playing your unranked old house, quote unquote, meta game.
To pick up the kill. First one of the round, then first of the final. Keito Mestari taking out sight.
Keito Mestari, by the way. Keito Mestari, as I said before, is a Finnish player who retired. And of course, EMP grenades, 2 out of 3. I'm so glad, you know, that we're phasing out this huge ass, you know, huge ass box that we have. It just takes too much space. You know, but yeah. Good play. What do you do with your EMPs? You go up, you chuck an EMP, and literally everything gets destroyed downstairs. So bringing Jaeger and playing ADSs was the most useless thing ever because Thatcher will always get played because you had like,
which is a big deal. And
that's it. How many do you have back then? 20 operators, like 10 attack, 10. Let me see. 10 attack, and 10 defense. I don't remember how it was back in the day.
Will fall down to Bouncy there in that
and the original release number. Bunzi takes down Crip, who was just on the floor. He couldn't do anything playing the Jaeger.
Penta down 2 players already.
Pengu can play from his window side. In construction, it's not going to do much though. Yunus was watching it. And Render is already downed. There it is. He's down. The reverse repel still exists back then, so. Yeah. Imagine if Thatcher was introduced today as a DLC operator. Like, oh, he just chucks in the MP, things get disabled. People would call that overpowered as hell.
Finally, looking to keep these pins on in. Ovi and Pengu, 3 armor tanky players left alive, but they've got to find 5
Bunzi just walks on in. You got 2 left.
No C4 left.
You can't see Pengu, of course. He knows where his teammates are.
Comes in through the bathroom,
one of my favorite things about playing Rainbow Six back in those days, because obviously this is a brand new game, is as a Battlefield player, I can just press Z and it could highlight, like it puts something in front of people's eyes that they can see with ping where I'm telling them to go. Like, that's insane. And I just loved it. Hey, BNSF, I'm good. It's been a long, long time.
There too, Bouncy will fall down, but Yunus
there it is. Good shot from Yunus.
And the plant goes down inside Kid's bedroom. Yunus still hiding in that bathroom.
That popcorn recoil and everything. There's a reinforcement. He can't do anything about it, of course. And that really weird, movement.
Reveals herself again, just spraying through the hallway. We'll see him now.
Pengu dead.
Misery. Yunus,
note.
Final kill of the first
Yunus
round, and convincingly Sisu lock in their first point.
Strong start for Sisu.
Straight on in very quickly. They found the locations of all.
I mean, you're gonna see, you guys, when we get to post Hibana release. Oh man.
Too much, just stat on Windows.
Oh, Protax, just the symbol of sexiness, Protax. And he was such a cutie here, Wilkie, little nook. Oi, Niklas, oh, you're lying then. Such a little cutie. This is Keto Mestari, by the way.
Every time they fired, they picked up a kill one way or another.
And back in the day, you played 1 round and then you rotated, you know?
Penta just had no retort.
So you played attack and then you played defense the next round, and it was confusing as all hell.
Sisu's first bomb site selection.
Hey, Cave. I mean, I just came back to streaming. Last time I streamed was like 80 minutes in early September. And that's it. I didn't stream much because I had a lot of work, so much work to deal with. Now I can relax a bit. So
discussing and deliberating what it may be, where it is they decide to go before now. When it's all locked in, they are going to choose the same selection. Kid's bedroom, workshop, upstairs they go. Wilkie bringing himself.
It's called workshop. I would just call it construction personally.
See what he chooses. And
it's a big ass house.
Now, they have shown off more. They're a team that do like to make a lot of holes between.
I don't know, man. Like, what do you do with a house like this? If you're a family of 4, isn't that like a huge house to have? What are you gonna do with such a big house?
Those to fire in without having to be inside it.
Am I like the only one that thinks this? Why would I pay so much money to have a house like this? And it's just
any direction.
So much.
We'll set up reinforcements on the garage.
Constantly cleaning it. Okay, I'm sorry, but once you hit your mid-20s, you realize that okay, you either stop cleaning everything ever and forever, or what you're probably doing is you realize that every time you clean your kitchen, 5 minutes later, that thing will look awful. You need to reclean it. You constantly are cleaning.
Which is something that Penta didn't do, which actually allowed that quick insertion to the bottom floor from one attacking player.
10 seconds to insertion.
Okay, I mean, you can reinforce.
5 seconds to
and chat. I will just play this for you, and I will explain what happens. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. This is different. Changing their mind? Nope. C4 in the garage door. Out we go.
Okay.
Wilkie, Bouncy, and Yunus all straight out into the street, looking for a spray up the street. They will find one, but Yunus will team kill Wilkie before Rendia takes Bouncy down, and then Yunus is finished off, and Pengu will grab it. Big gamble play from Sisu, but a good spawning from...
Do you want me to replay that for you? Do you want me to replay that for you? How awful that was.
Nope. C4 in the garage door. Out we go. Okay. Wilkie, Bouncy, and Junus all straight out into the street, looking for a spray up the street. They will find one, but Junus will team kill Wilkie before Rendier takes Bouncy down, and then Junus is finished off, and Pengu will grab it. Big gamble play from Rendier.
Exactly. Some of you will know what's going on here. If you've spoken to everybody, Bouncy actually was in chat when I first showed this a year and a half ago, and he said in that moment they were surprised. Wilkie turns around and they're like, Jonas, why are you here? Because Jonas was supposed to be upstairs in the dining room, peeking the window to protect their asses from the same angle they got killed from, when the others can watch another angle by the trash can. But he wasn't there because he forgot. Now I'm going to tell you that this is not something that just happens in year one. Pros will, players and all of that, they're going to spend a lot of time telling like, yeah, it's all calculated and everything. But when you talk to everybody in person, they'll tell you, yeah, we actually had no clue what we were doing there. And yeah, it happened. Great, isn't it? Welcome to professional anything.
This is different. Changing their mind? Nope. C4 in the garage door. Out we go.
And because you just do not have impact.
Straight out into the street, looking for a spray up the street. They will find one, but Eunice will team kill Wilkie before
classic Eunice team killing Wilkie.
And then Eunice is finished off, and Pengu will grab it. Big gamble play from Sisu.
Yeah, camera and voice are not in sync. I just can't do anything about it. My other computer has a terrible processor in it, and the only way that I can do anything about that is retooling everything, and I just can't do that. And also maybe upgrading my other computer. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow I can use the laptop for it. We'll try some stuff. But hey,
good spawning.
We'll deal with that for now.
2 people in the river docks to easily shut that down with a little bit of help from Eunice. And suddenly it's a 2v4 defense here.
Bodies everywhere. You're already boned.
The hole in the garage for him. They don't really need him.
Bring the blitz from below. Yeah.
And now that they know the rest of that garage is
look at the lighting.
Clear. Sai will push straight on in with his shield leading the way.
It took a long time to get the lighting fixed.
To back him up.
God, I'm sorry to say, but people that just keep saying, "Oh, but the game is so good back in the day because Ash had ACOG and Jaeger and Bandit had ACOG."
Looking to push in towards the B-bomb site is their selection. There are holes all over the place thanks to Kato's shotgun, but is there anyone?
Oh, somebody lagging downstairs?
Deal with it and shoot back through it.
No, oh, it's really weird.
Drones activated.
And is the question. There's a match.
And I would like to remind everybody, but back in the day, you could only have one drone out. So if you had one drone out, and then you fat fingered and threw another drone out, it actually destroyed the first one, and that's how some Pro League finals were lost on bank by a certain Alex Dalgard Hansen. We'll talk about that come Saturday when it's the Season 3 finals that we're going to review.
And in the walk-in,
I don't know why.
Kato Mustari is that man.
Hey, cutie. Looks like the servers haven't changed.
Most of his shots, but the drone.
I mean, they're moving them to Amazon servers now, right? A lot of people are getting Amazon data centers.
Forced him to move out of the room, and that now means
and
the site is clear.
Okay, that's a blind nitro. You're doing rotation holes or holes with your shotgun just to watch people coming up the stairs. Fair.
Every little tool is being used up here is working in Penta's favor until Protex takes down Crip, giving the numbers a little bit more back,
it was very crazy that
has to reposition deeper.
Protex is a pro player. I can't even believe it.
The dining room as the plant starts to go down. Rendier behind the bomb in B itself puts it.
And of course, the diffuser being planted. As a viewer, you have no idea if it's being planted. You can't really see what's going on. You can see who's carrying it, but that doesn't really help much, does it? And when somebody dies, everything is so grayed out. You can't actually see what the operator was. Obviously, you can't select them or do anything like we can nowadays. There's still a long way to go with Siege and making it a better game, but man, it's come a long way on its 5th anniversary now. 5 years. God damn it. Smoke grenades on the Ash.
So. Gives the plant down, and Rendier will get outside. Sai taken out by Protex's flank, so it is now 2v2.
And as for Sai, by the way, for people that
diffuser are of course on the roof.
Don't really remember.
Comes out,
what was that?
Protex, but Kato gets back inside.
Oh, yo.
Misses the shots. Those were clutch and important. Does get the next one, but can he get the kill onto Pengu before he's got to defuse? Inside he goes. He's in fact on the diffuser, and Pengu hears it at the last second to split round and take his head clean off.
Oh my god. Do you do VOD reviews every year? No, we used to do a lot more of them, but last time I did this specific game, it was another like special thing that I was doing. Yeah, 3 smokes. Back then you just had more utility.
Giving the second round to the attackers again.
I can't help but think without
with the black and white replay.
Rush, they probably would have had that defense round. It's it was definitely a risky play. I just don't know if
I don't know why no one watched the river side.
The old smokes were not.
Look down the street, which yes, is great.
We're not
maybe.
great.
The third man should have been watching down the river dogs, no?
Right. No, I agree.
The puff was very small and it was like circular instead of actually spreading correctly. There was a point as well with smoke canisters that functioned in a similar way where they didn't propagate in the right way. They were, I don't know if Captal bolts were programmed in a similar fashion, but they also had propagation that was very weird. Same went for these old blue smoke bolts. The actual toxic gas that it had for fire bolts. And yeah, it's a pain in the ass because it didn't always register correctly.
And in fact, from that B bomb site in towards that dining room window too. So.
And the same pattern makes sense.
A lot of long-range openings now, thanks to those shotgun shells being used. Reinforcements going up in the basement as well, not letting them get in that garage. Get towards A too easily.
Yeah, you can see before, like below them, you can see the tips of the feetsies. It was way worse than Counter-Strike. That's true.
But here they come.
And I'm so surprised that they still have like French audio in the game. Fire used to trickle down like water. You fired at the ceiling. I don't know. Hey, what did it? Was it fire or was it smoke? I remember it was smoke. Less operator, yeah. I mean, easier gameplay, but let's be honest. This game is about teamwork. You still got to work together. And yeah, of course, pain in the ass. That's why the defense has an advantage. I think it's not really arguable. But it's not like the thermite can do anything, you know? You can go down to this site and then you can start doing things. And back in these days, nobody actually used verticality. Like, you didn't have holes that were pre-placed upstairs. Go back and watch a single cafe game and tell me that there's one floor that hasn't been like shot in some way to allow for angles. Like bullet holes are not going to be a thing anymore, which is great. But now we use rotation holes. We use angles vertically, up, down. You know, not just horizontally and in a weird manner. You know, things are way more structured and understood. You can use them in many, many ways.
The sight inside with the dark to light difference.
Good job in the next patch. That has been adjusted.
I know.
Fuser
So maybe glass will go away again.
Thank you. 3.0 Dustline playthrough.
Dustline. Oh my god. Operation Dustline had not come out in these times.
The garage door is now blown on open, so that forces Pengu back from the laundry room into.
I mean, there's still a clip of King George saying that Favela is a great Pro League map, so.
Towards the A site a little bit more.
The Raptor legs still exist back in those days.
Last few minutes of barbed wire inside A, and it does look like
very sad. I remember Genki and Stevie. It's like, oh, it's so sad that Raptor legs are not around anymore.
Coming towards this bottom site where there are 4 members of Penta already waiting.
Yeah, wait for the drone in front of you. Bones. See, this thing, people still struggle with this. Like, let the drone go in front of you. But this is old barbed wire. This is 3-hit, slows you down tremendously, barbed wire.
Protrax drones in at the bottom of the stairs first. That
Yeah.
would give Eunice and Joe.
Blackbeard would not come out until the next season. And this is back in the day where it didn't have cooldowns. Had the old laser.
Make it a little bit tougher for him to come out the other side. Ovi reveals his
Oh my god. Oh. Just the sights and how they bounce. It's disgusting.
room itself, but the barbed wire.
Wait, watch, please. Please just watch this.
I'll make it a little bit tougher for him to come out the other side. Ovi reveals his head side on here to Bouncy without realizing.
Pistol recoils were awful until Ella, and then they buffed the hell out of him.
From Pengu in return, and now the position is being
like,
given up.
By buffed, I mean they actually made them useful.
All 5 members are coming down. One will be down on the stairs. Protex gets that kill onto Crip. Quick prone and
the Thermite's pushing still from behind the blitz. You still have a soft wall here. You know, there was maybe a way for Penta to deal with it, but they're using that wall probably to fight against people coming in from the garage.
Look who's back again.
Crip gets shot. You know, that's the Jaeger lost. Not great. Tedious, thanks so much. Welcome back. It's been a while. 23 months. Oi. What a streak. And tier 2, by the way. Welcome to the Esports Saver Big Dick Club. I think you can see it. I have a Canadian flag up there. I haven't been able to play the new Skyscraper or much of the new house.
Gives him a chance to fire in
to be honest, like I've just been
once again.
So fucking busy with work.
Thatcher charges. Don't know how many
it's exhausting. It's mentally and physically exhausting, I gotta say.
Let's see. Doesn't have barbed wire in front of him anymore, but he's still got to be a little bit careful about where he heads with this shield. Wookie is trying to flank around behind, coming in through that second edge. Wait,
Kato missed that he's watching for rotations, by the way. That's why I see him there. Wilkie's trying to see if he can push from the opposite end. So you can do it. It's just Ovi and Pengu that have to split that
miles away from
work. You would love to have a wall here opened up. Kato missed that he gets Saijin, who's trying to rotate back down. It'd be good again to breach that wall. But
if he has a charge or 2 left, he can take out the batteries that are here in the back room to the gym, and that would be big for Penta.
There it is. Nice tap from Wilkie. There's batteries, but the Thatcher was too far back because he was just watching for rotations rather than actually being there for the job that's needed.
So, but there with the flank, Wilkie
will
take down Doc while he's not paying attention.
Oh my god.
Quick flash goes off in time to blind Pengu, and that is enough
there
to
it
shut
is.
him down in the bomb site with only Rendier now left standing. He's on the stairs to the kitchen. He has to find 4 people to make this work.
Is the hatch open? Yes, he's going to drop behind them.
Away from that.
Look at that. MP7 ACOG. Isn't that disgusting?
And now he's got to retake his own bomb site. Wookie's watching the doorway for him. He's going to
the recoil was
doesn't
awful.
do too much, but Protex is planting inside.
Yunus is watching the hatch.
And now he's
Wilk is going to watch him too.
We'll probably shoot him from up top in a minute if he's not careful. Yunus peeks just at that moment. Now he's going to see him. Goes for the pre-fire. Does do a lot of damage, but
he would not survive.
Lower on ammo with every single shot fired. Doesn't feel like he can reload in time.
He has literally 0 ammo.
Goes straight up the stairs. Finds Wilkie up here waiting for him. Wilkie will put him down.
That's disgusting. That was pretty newt. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know, kind of surrounded everywhere.
Oh.
We're moving slowly the whole time, but moving consistently into the point, and just kind of took them out one at a time.
Wilkie playing Pulse. Wilkie played Glass when nobody would have ever touched Glass. By the way.
Room for them to go anywhere, and every time someone stepped out, someone put him down.
Right.
Yeah, black and white, end of round replay. I have a question for everybody. When did you first join like Siege? When was the first time you watched it, and the first time you played it? And what actually pulled you in? Was it friends? Was it playing, like watching esports? You know, I know we're probably going to be a bit biased here because it's an esports related channel, but no, Pulse was still good. Like back in the day, you could switch between your gadget and your gun almost instantly. It's very, very fast. You'll see it, but you couldn't do rotations in the same way as you can now. So you had to use the nitro for something else. Site 18, Discord friends, Velvet Shell, Year 1 Season 3. I played beta, but then I really joined in Year 1 Season 3. That was the big thing for people. Yeah, Pengu still looks, very young. Bird Horizon, cool. Operation Angry Shield, Lady Grimsky. US Season 3. You watched internal tournaments. Was not sure about it. Joined the team Feb 2015. Started playing it. I took the concept from down. I got it. Was Emilien still as good as he is today? Did he play Ash the whole time? History in Russia. Everyone started playing. Team Empire, second place in Invite 2019. Cool. That's
8 months.
Cool. I mean, it's
Milosh Maestro. We also saved my uni course.
Years later.
Massive Pog
High
champ.
Five. Same. Galactic Rebel Philosopher, thanks so much. 8 months, tier 1 sub. Welcome back to the Esports Saver Big Dick Club. Saved your uni course. Good. Very proud of you. Is it 2015? Melo joined after you? Uh-huh. Okay. Technical Alpha coming for Project Reality. What, BF3 Project Reality, you mean? I saw there was something about it. 3090. Oh my god. I have a 1080 Ti. I would love to put my 1080 Ti in the stream PC and buy a 3070 or a 3080, but money doesn't go on trees, and I need to also pay taxes in a few months, and living in different, countries, jumping between countries and everything until I can get my paperwork in order.
Now, back for another Sisu defense. Do not expect to see anything like they did at the start of the last round.
60-hour work weeks. Yeah. That sounds like a North American capitalist lie.
They need to give it another shot. See if they can catch them by surprise. Like
Goyo? Nice. Actually, I was very happy when Goyo came out. Goyo and Cotted were my two favorites for
this time we'll play
for the season.
We've got split bomb sites, we've got the pool table, living room area, and we've got the gym. And now we're going to defend against exactly what we just did to the Penta lineup. Can we do a better?
When were impacts introduced? Impacts were introduced with Buck, was it? When Buck was released? Antoine knows, worked on these way before. Skull Rain? Really? 3rd season? With Caveira then? Hi. So, fair. Claymores, then impacts, yeah. Yeah, back then you had mid-season reinforcements. Now you still have patches in the middle of the season, but they're more like bug fixes and some tiny tweaks. Yeah, we're going to watch Ents winning Sao Paulo. We're going to go through everything. Every single Pro League Grand Final, we're going to be reviewing over the next couple of weeks, so don't worry about it.
Better job than they did.
Hey, Cedric.
We'll see.
So, playing downstairs. So this is, again, split bomb sites. We're playing on the same sites, basically, between the two teams. You didn't have a... you weren't forced to go to different sites every time. So people would just rotate between the same two sites. And that wasn't added until, what, year 3?
And here comes the Penta push. Camera's being taken
by SI 2018, right?
Forward we come.
Oh. On est prêt à les recevoir. À l'écoute des ennemis. So that's Pulse, I guess. And didn't even hear anybody.
Here we go. Crip opens up with the first kill onto Wilkie somewhere inside the...
Yeah, oh. Wilkie was trying to peek. He got smacked in the head. He's playing Pulse. Brown Garage, yep. And thank you so much. Dank u wel. Goedendag. Dank u wel. Thanks so much, Anne. Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I haven't streamed in a long time. We're doing more VOD reviews. But yeah, and this is in Pro League back in the day. By the way, very good job with you, Anthony, on the Benelux broadcast, of course, in Toldersma, the old man now. Hap, I mean, he's throwing every now and then, but Hap is ours now.
Sorry, living room. That's where we've seen Wilkie sit a couple of times with that shotgun and heartbeat sensor.
So,
repelling on the window outside through the wall.
Again, brown garage doors as tradition, more like gray. Ovi's gonna breach in with a thermite. Slaws another charge. I don't know if Wilkie was able to bandit. Sorry. There's no bandit, so there's nobody really stopping Penta from also breaching inside of the gym. Keto Mester is upstairs, got his press pistol. If he wants to jump out at some point. He takes a lot of damage from windows. Oh, from thermite Ovi. Oh, nice. This is one of the most... this doorway gave me nightmares as both an attacker and a defender. How do we analyze perfection? Dev. Wait. Let me fix something. Right. Guys, could you give me a second? Hello. I know it's delayed. Good eye. Okay, fixed. Okay. Hi, James.
Forced him to turn tail and run away as well.
He's triggered this instead of playing Warhammer
very, very cautiously here.
I mean, I already bought the DLC. The update's coming out. I wish I had a viewership that enjoyed me streaming Warhammer 2. I would have loved that, but unfortunately it's just not. I would love to stream Warhammer 2, honestly. I would love to cast Warhammer 2. Have some good ties. Creative Assembly.
Slowly trying to find their way in. They grabbed one kill.
Like, yeah, I'm like, hello, what are you doing?
Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Esports Savior Birthday Club. So Crip is already in the site, right? You can plant on living room, and he has somebody to protect him. That grenade doesn't really make much sense. Nothing. Oh my god, that really weird shuffle.
Crip's back.
He was shuffling. Oh my god, Crip is shuffling inside of Rendir's planting. Well, that's a quick plant. You have no timer now except for this bar in the center that makes no sense. Pain in the ass.
Which we've seen a lot of teams fail at.
Got around to playing Valhalla? Yeah. I have a lot. I have like 50 hours of Valhalla. It's the only game I'm playing.
Maybe repelling here. Rendir is unsure of it. Pengu is watching the other angle. Bouncy will take Rendir down, but Crip will answer onto Judas.
I just want to play throughout the unclean.
Still a numbers advantage for the
good angle. They rushed into him. They can still defuse this.
Out the window he goes.
Oh, he got him. Oh, the super.
The second one, size down now. Bouncy's coming out.
See, Kato missed that. This is back in the day. Like, it takes time for the animation to play out. So nowadays he would be dropped outside, but now as he's vaulting, he gets dropped inside.
Is looking for Pengu on the roof, but Kato will be down on his way.
Little time. Pengu can do it. Ovi's got the other angle. The kitchen entrance. He's got it. It's just weird to have the animations, the black and white, the tiny field of view, the auto recoil, you know? This is the people that keep telling me like, oh, the game was so good back in the day. Shut up. Ah, there you go. Total War, the Glade Captain is here. Claim now.
Successful attacks across the board.
Bet your ass I will.
Feel what if in Sisu's situation? What if we didn't stick our heads outside? What if we had extra players left up? Would we damn close to defusing that bomb in a 5v2.
It seems like they're just getting a little too aggressive against.
So back up to Kids Dorms. Remember to always reinforce Kids Dorms. That joke goes alongside Chanka the Lord. And what else? What is it people joke about? Lord Chanka, the Fuse hostage joke. Oh my god.
They technically only lost
great,
one.
Isn't it? It's so amazing.
So
I think we can throw into the pile now the whole Canadian White Stairs thing, because honestly, like, stop. This is for the subreddit, by the way. Let me have a chat with the subreddit. I know this is a bit desync, but meme weekends are designed for you to post funny stuff. A Canadian White Stairs meme is no longer funny. It's been over 1.5 years. Get over it. Thank you. I will keep memeing it myself, but I just don't want people to post it on the subreddit. Thank you very much.
Out in front in that situation, but Sisu have trained hard right now and are still holding tight. 2 rounds for 2 here on house.
So Rendir always plays downstairs in gym. You can always rotate up, but the problem with the metagame back then is that there's always somebody on rappel watching the stairs or even sitting in the treehouse, which someone would remember that. It is out of sync. I just can't do anything about it. Alpha repris son désamorceur.
Oh, yeah. This time around, the garage is clear, but this is house. It's very quickly and easy for someone if they want to rotate down into there.
I love the Brazilian voiceover for this game. Hibana is like tok tok. It's great. Wait.
Players on that and easy for someone if they want to rotate down into there. Penta have 4 players on.
Oh, rogue memes are so fresh. You can do those. What is this? This will be up here, yeah, after stream. Miss Panky's voice? Yeah. But hey, everybody moves on to something new. I was very happy to work with Panky at Paris Major. What is this? I mean, you just like British voices. This is crazy. This is what we're dealing with nowadays, you know, or back in the day. This is what we dealt with. A thermite charge on a soft wall to breach into garage and go in. And this is Pro League, by the way.
The last time
Pro League.
Floor, they were all picked off from quite a range very easily. Yep, that's what handed it to them. He's still running that glass. Is not going to stop all game, and why not? It's working.
Oh yeah, professional analyst. Yeah, that's how it works.
Opening up the kill onto Eunice, so Sisu's attack's going to take a much slower pace now that Eunice, their very quick, aggressive Ash opening fragger,
that's going to hurt him.
Is down.
It will hurt him indeed.
Check out
completely agreed.
There, though, Kato. Now he's going to head towards the outer windows and look through in. Bouncy once again.
I don't know, in that moment, I felt like a lion E1D went off.
He's going to head towards the outer windows and look through in.
Oh, Lion, where? I still have PTSD from Lion.
Seen it a couple of times, and a few others he's been waiting for, waiting in there for him. This time, though, he's actually clean and safe.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Sitting in treehouse, this was a strategy. You know? And Wilkie, and I said this before, Hive, Wilkie was literally the only person playing glass. And I tell you, last time I met Wilkie, like we all sat together and had a chat about something, he still told me, because we were talking about this, is like, you know, I only played glass because I thought, you know, I have the aim for it. You know, you always needed to shoot like top torso, neck size, and you would always kill like one shot with it. Nobody realized it, but this was my thing. And I'm like, Nicholas, he's just trash. He was a trash operator. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, yeah, I'm like, hello, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yurton, thanks so much for the Dish Prime sub. Welcome to the Esports Saver Club. He really was.
So frost traps.
But hey, that's Wilkie.
Kato is taking up that position.
There you go. Triple shot, you destroy it. Great.
The bedroom itself.
Back when you could also destroy castle barricades.
And a scene of destruction.
And open holes through them, and later on you just couldn't do anything with them. I remember.
The bed to be safe. In goes Bouncy to the bathroom. Then Crip is there waiting for him, and he's got one more man in the master bedroom. I believe it's Ovi or Pengu from the sounds of the gun. Firing in and trying to pin him down. As a result, Bouncy turns and runs away.
Pengu taps.
Him off from behind as he tries to
Bouncy spring extraction. That's always a spot.
Now there's only 3 attackers left. Sisu have a minute to play with, but still.
Like, why is this angle being watched right now?
2 of which aren't even on the same floor as the bomb. And
you know what I mean? Like, we're 46 seconds left, and this is like, what's going on?
But no one's looking to do that just yet. Upstairs, Saya Kato is there. Quick stand
there it is. The Wilkie just, in that moment, he's like, I'm the best player ever.
Will kill the planter. That is Protex down with the diffuser down inside the B-bomb site. Now Kato's got to reposition. Wilkie would also come to the same window. It's a little bit dangerous for them. But with 20 seconds on the clock, they got to try and figure something out. Wilkie goes straight down. That means he's got to get back up.
I'd like to remind everybody, flank drones were literally not a thing. And flashbangs also had, projectiles in general, had a really weird arc to them. Hey, Aces! It's Wilkie. He has a plan.
Moin, will finish off the last man picking up the diffuser, and there is no
or as they say in
here and defuse this now.
There it is. They say in Brandenburg or Saxony, they say Gumo.
Giving our first defense win of the round. Penta, pick it up, take the lead, 3 rounds to 2.
There it is. Still a god. Fiquei Jesus mouse. Oh, yo.
Penta clearly seems to be finding their groove, it seems.
Alaikum salam.
I don't know if they were
really
nervous to play Sisu for some reason, like more so than I felt like they should have. But,
so remember, back in those days, you ended a game at 5 rounds.
It seems like they're starting to.
This way, you're rotating one after the other.
We came in first for the season, and now
to first to 5, not first to 7 as we have it now.
Definitely made a big point about not underestimating them, making a big point about how they are a strong team. Which yes, they are, but So are you.
No, casters are away.
It seemed like
No longer here. It's Panky. Panky left and he's doing other things in life. And I believe it's True Talent with him.
they were kind of
True
playing
Talent
little
is
bit
now
nervously at
a
first.
streamer.
Now they're
Plays Dead by Daylight
starting
pretty
to
much
just
all the
win
time.
gunfights
Though he does play Rainbow
tear
Six
them
every now
apart.
and then. Yep.
So,
You
back
switch
down into these split
sides every
then.
round.
Goes the Sisu defense, reinforcing all of the garage up once more, and he did a good job holding it, but last time around they put so many people down onto A, they lost control of B and gave up a free plant pretty quickly.
Yep.
Got close to retaking it, but ultimately didn't quite have the coordination to take down.
And again, had to
So
take
no,
it
the
back down with
the
that
constant strategy
failed
of
data.
playing this split site
So,
is, first of all, these sites no longer in this style do not exist anymore in this game, where you just enter in from one location. That's it. There's multiple ways to enter into a site. Nowadays, you don't need like you might have maximum one window that looks you directly into the site, but that's about it. Just because that was seen as, you know, it's kind of a bad thing. You don't want the map to be in the I say, just because you want it to be realistic doesn't mean that it's a fun thing to play in a video game. That's something that a lot of people struggle to understand. You know, you have to build a video game around a certain certain systems that you can actually achieve within your engine, but also around concepts and pieces that actually fit together that make sense within the context of your engine. What can it actually handle? What can it do? SMG11 ACOG, that was a great not thing. Briefing scrim. Do you know shawarma? I'm Lebanese. أكيد بعرف shawarma. Hello? Oh, he couldn't spot him. Wilkie drops.
Just moves his frame at the last second. In the window he goes. Does get the frost trap
Okay.
before he lands in it.
That was weird. But that was the olden days.
Grenade down instead. Double grenade down
Zers are
instead.
so heavy. I don't know
And then
why.
Immediately trying to clean out the
3
area around it,
melee.
gives him a silent
Remember
down
that.
into
Wilkie
now
is
we
around
can't
the
quite see
corner,
Wilkie. Did he see
spots
his speed?
him.
But it's too late when that happens. Wilkie puts Crypt down.
He shouldn't be the
Silences
one
it,
doing
and
it.
the
Somebody
smoke
else should be
bouncing
helping
down
out,
Sai as
him
well
out
elsewhere.
with it.
So suddenly Penta
And the round's pretty much
attack
over.
are looking at a 5v2 situation as OV falls as well.
Nobody's watching certain angles.
Yeah.
This you don't have anymore, right?
He can
Everybody's
avoid towards
watching.
basement with
So,
some
like, what are the
stairs,
angles
someone
that you need
smashed
to
it
worry
from
about?
inside.
You either
Pengu
take the
does
top
get the
floor
first kill around
nowadays,
for Penta, but
and then
it's
drop.
also
So
protecting the base.
you see, there's 3 players in the defense playing in the basement. So what do? You go upstairs, play construction, use soft destruction to deal with the floor, and it gives you an angle all the way down into the basement if you want. There's the back staircase to worry about, and that's pretty much it when it comes to things you need to keep in mind. Oh yeah, you have the kitchen staircase that you have to think about, but you can watch it from the top floor as well. It's not really the most major of things, or from the outside of the building, which is even better. So with 5 players, you can do a lot of work to stifle anything that defenders can do, and the only response that they can have is, of course, bring the pulse and have nitro cells. Back then, Pulse had nitro, you had Frost that had nitro, you had Smoke with nitro. Like, you could do a lot of work with that. Of course, this line of thinking and looking at vertical play, just nobody did that back then. Because Siege as a concept was not something that was even like thought of back in those days. Games that could handle, even hardware that could handle soft destruction like this, with as many objects that the game needs to think about constantly, just couldn't exist. Battlefield 3 had a bit of stuff like that with one of the close quarters DLC specifically. But even then,
flank around the outside will shut down Rendier as well. Sisu dragging themselves their next defense round and putting themselves at 3-3.
And that's, as we've said all season, one of the best things about House that makes it exciting is all of that
Fortis Fortuna Adjuvat.
floor-to-floor play from outside.
Fortune
Drop down
favors
and
the
bumps
bold.
him in the basement now before you even get detected.
Yeah.
With that 2-second delay.
So, how does the Sisu attack adjust now? They're not losing their first attack round last time over.
It is very enthralling, you know. I know there's nostalgia in it, but also the
in that split selection,
kind of bit like, whoa.
Penta begin to set up defenses.
I mean, I can only imagine what it's like to be a developer that worked on these things, and you're thinking like, Damn.
Making a few
You know,
strategic
it's
kill holes in the
been a while.
above and around, so
You devote like a decent amount of your life on working and stuff like this. Pretty crazy. So 5 reinforcements, 5 still left.
spreading out.
Nothing
against the
usually
problem
gets
they
used
had
here, at
last
least
time
from what
around,
I've seen so
sticking too
far.
many people down in the basement towards A.
They opened
Couldn't
the
hold B
the
very
holes
well,
here
and
at the
he
top
got
of the
less.
stairs.
Can they do it better now? Eunice begins that push forward then as our outside man
Okay.
up towards the building. Checking all the windows, making sure there's no one there. Pre-fires a couple just to give that fear factor. But nothing too much to worry about from the ones he picked. There are some players on other floors.
Am I in Paris? Nope.
But
Let's see how far it's come. Yep.
Crip in that bathroom again. Rendier here then in the master bedroom looking for an opening. A couple of them has been spotted and suspected. Crip seen and taken, but just tagged by
Yeah,
bouncing.
you just spray through the wall,
Now
and
they know where Rendier is.
I don't know if because back then the physics, like the caliber-based destruction, did not exist. But I don't know if like how much of an effect walls had on bullets of different calibers. I don't know if that even existed. Like, was it a flat like damage reduction that applied to all types of bullets, or what?
He's the next
I
man
just
that's gotta
don't
be a
know.
little bit
It's been
worried.
so
The
long.
bathroom does
You need
crack
to
on
read
open.
like patch notes from back in those days.
And shortly, Bouncy will jump on inside. There he goes. Rendier then has dropped down through the trapdoor to the floor below, I believe. No, he's still actually in that floor. Holding right around the corner as C4's
That was
going off.
mistimed. Of course, there's no pulse, so it doesn't really help. It's not like pulse is being used perfectly.
Will
Anyways.
give Junis a chance to kill him as he tries to reposition.
Okay,
Just
now they
waited it
vault
out a little
in
bit.
if they
I don't
want.
think Shield had any idea he was
And
there.
this is what I talked about before. Take that tough load. Oh my god.
A little bit.
Oi, oi, oi.
Had any idea.
Old hatch reinforcements. These, and you have to excuse me for saying this. I know many of you may have not heard me swearing because I'm constantly on shows. These fuckers ruined so many rounds with Habana bugs. Part of the problem. These old little
He was
shits.
Yeah, I agree.
New hatches are just so good.
More
Honestly.
cameras taken out on the top floor before they head
So
down,
much
but a
flexibility.
good kill coming out from nowhere from Crib.
Oh,
Will get that
okay.
sealed and the shield down, but it's answered by Eunice because he's there to back that shield up, same as ever.
we're gonna see. We're gonna have grand finals with Habana bug rehos. That's
Now,
right.
as they push in towards A site, either one, it's up to them. They've got to try
And they're
find
shooting him
opening
from all the
to
way below OV, that later
someone
became a
else off.
coach, by the way.
Penta
I believe is
Her man
retired at this
down.
point. Well, came back as a Benelux coach for a bit. I think it was end of 2018.
with a minute on the clock. They just need to hold on for a little bit longer. Here's the holes that were made earlier on, which gives a great view of angle into the office
You can't see.
and to the kitchen from the office.
What's that?
To the office. Here's the holes that were made earlier on, which gives a great view of angle into the office
Okay. Was
and
his
to
teammate,
the
I guess?
kitchen from the office.
Yeah. Oh,
What are you going to do?
I think
Eunice?
he would
You're
just
the
turn
opener.
around.
You're the entry guy. You're the one that's want to go in first and crack things open. You've got two at the bottom of the stairs. Cyan, Ovi. Cyan's behind the
A lot
bot.
of time just being wasted, not really making a move. I don't think it's like they're waiting for the defenders to come out.
could they do anything with that angle?
But doesn't seem like something that they need to be doing, especially with only 3 players left.
Yep. Defenders just happy to stay in.
Smokes
as we hit
out.
20 seconds on the clock.
Right.
Just go in and plant. Protex. Ah, he's downed. They need to pick him up. He's in the smoke. There's a nitro to fish him off, and that was very odd.
Junas pushes down the stairs to be met by Sire's SMG 11. Kato planting,
the shotgun
gets
should stop
downed
him
while
here.
he's planting, and with 4 seconds on the clock,
Okay.
he has to kill 2 players. Not gonna happen. Nice positioning from Sai to figure out where Kato's gonna be while he's planting and taking him out through the floor underneath.
Man.
To put Wolf
Is that Renshiro on Penta? No. Rendir.
So there's too little time left for them to really coordinate any kind of push together.
in. Map point then over towards Penta. 4 rounds to 3.
Later
One
you'll
more and
see
they'll put
the like
themselves
Siskat,
within touching
Pengu,
distance
Saijin,
of that trophy
Rendir,
first
and
place prize.
Tuni That was the first invitational qualifier and first season team for Penta, and then after first invitational, you had to re-qualify into Pro League, so everybody had to reshuffle. And GiFu were the only team that were automatically qualified to invitational in that way, which pissed off Siskat, by the way, quite a bit. And I remember Pengu back in the day got tops 100 viewers on Twitch. Got really big once he won year 2 season 1. I remember the next day he came back home and he had like 700 people watching him. It's huge. Niklas, ay ay ay, Hallöchen, Gumo, Berlin, Brandenburg. Sagst du?
Find an opening. They're droning around, looking for players, looking for defenses and setups.
Alles
trying to figure out where do we go in? Where do we want to push?
Oh my god, look at that running animation.
Where do we go in? Where do we want to push?
Oh my god. He's so fast, he's so slow.
Might still be basement though.
Moin moin. Hey weirdo. I still prefer Hamburg.
And here they come. Cracking open windows.
Thermite down at the brown garage, the garage. You can walk in if you want. Your only drone is in. It's all reinforced. Isn't always.
2 minutes on the clock, and they're starting to locate the bombs on the top floor, which of course
hey,
they knew from the
there's H-Go. You're one season 1, man. The lady.
Drones are getting up there, that means
there's women that play this game too, huh? I know.
Inside comes Crip.
And no, he's watching through the holes.
By Wilkie. This time his heartbeat center working out.
There's so many ways for you to do work with those stairs. The back stairs are just so good. You can either use them to have holes that you can watch into the programs, or you can just play on odd angles. You know, the old radical breach round.
This map and the first one in the best of 3. Can they make it stick? There's a minute 37 on the clock, and it's definitely slowed Penta down thanks to that kill.
Yeah, those knees are hilarious. Sometimes the desync in the
there are plenty of reasons for him to be in the basement. I know.
See, it's the focus doesn't work well, and just gets desynced.
There's a man at the top of that trapdoor, but he's not 100% on that. I think he's suspicious about it. It was Frost. She's moved. The window of the master bedroom and kid's bedroom is OV.
Oh,
and while he comes
nice.
In,
Pengu got him, so you can plant behind the diffuser, behind the bomb, sorry.
As well, and suddenly the numbers are back in Penta's favor. 5-3.
Bounty tries to come just watch the rotations. Wilkie gets shot again. Rendir, there we go. Got some easy peasy.
4 people to keep this map alive for GiFu. Comes around trying to find Rendir. Will grab 1. Looking to go up the stairs now to find 3 more, but he's got to reload, and they know exactly where he is. Inside the living room he looks. No one there. Up the stairs he goes. Refire some corners. No one in those positions. 1 on the window, and that's all it takes. Sai takes him down from the construction room, and Penta take map number 1.
It is only to 5.
5 rounds to 3, all the same.
5-3. And you're rotated.
Underway and truly in their grasp.
A little shaky on Penta's push there. It seemed like they didn't
really
have a strategy once they lost that first player, and then suddenly everyone was dead. Just like that.
Oh yeah, Vittua Perkele.
Man, and then slowed it down.
Protex is the personification of sexy. He's so cute.
And then go for it. And again,
synchronized timing.
He's so cute.
A lot of people are like, I'm Ash. I am the guy in first. I am the entry fragger, which is true.
Actually, I think
is the bomb site.
You're playing like shit.
You're the first man to clear the floor. Once the pressure starts,
and you were playing like shit too.
Not the first man in. Right. You're the guy that's in the unpredictable position. You're the guy that's in the spot that they're not expecting. And when they try to rotate, you're picking them up. And Rendir did beautifully. They're picking up 2 very important kills as they were trying to come in and retake that bomb site.
Exactly.
So, very nice execution in the end there from Penta, even being a man down. But that was map number 1. It's still got a second one to go guaranteed. It's going to be Oregon, and it's something that Penta have already shown some strength with today.
Tornado Toby?
On that in their first semi-final earlier on. Sisu,
yeah,
well,
Sarai, Saijin, Reindeer.
Yet to see them here in the final or in the semis at all on Oregon.
Right.
It is something they played throughout the course of the season. They lost 5 rounds to 3 against.
I worked in that studio before.
G-Bots on Oregon.
G-Bots.
They beat WTF 5 rounds to 1. They beat Flamers 6 rounds to 4.
Flamers.
Which is tight considering Flamers came very flat last.
Yeah.
And they beat Epsilon 6 rounds to 5, who were also just 1 off.
Epsilon
so
back then was a French team.
Struggling with Oregon throughout the rest
the
of
old
the season,
logos.
2 worst teams.
I would have killed for the spin.
And just about beating it. Penta's not one of these 2 worst teams.
Can I get a black ice ring, like 6 pin?
That map a lot better over these last few weeks. To bring Oregon out against this squad.
Which they've had a lot of time to do.
Production, come on, pull the graphics up. What are you doing?
If they are able to pull this one off, I mean, that would be
I could be producer nowadays.
heartbreaking for so.
Thanks very much, Panky. I'm actually joined here by Verdi.
Hallo. Hallo. Mein Name ist Marius Verdi-Ponslauer.
And Mr. Popo, very kindly joining us from VWS.
His beard was so cute. Really, it's not as gray as it is today.
Pro as well. So our North American friends haven't all run away with their tails between their legs. They're still here.
North Americans got smashed. I mean, Orbit played decently, but VWS got smacked.
Again for making it to our season finals. Now that you're
looks at the camera.
A distant memory.
He's so cute. Just Marius. Why is Matt here? Matt should be here if this is the focus. Pull the other camera. Come on, man. Put me in, coach. Yeah, Kicks played on Orbit with Young. Man, it's insane. I could be a better producer now. There are producers that do this at home than things were done back in the day.
European meta. Watching it on VODs and whatnot, we felt very confident about it before we came out here. We actually
then we got smacked.
We're extremely confident. Once we got to see that first person, it was a completely different ballpark.
Man, Europeans are just so good, you know.
We were not away nor there. One person
in. You at the time
absolutely saw out of for us. Say well for
just gone down the first game. How did that all change?
Well, actually, it changed all at the last defense. I mean, the point where actually Zizou was in the even calling.
It's good to finally have like 3 words from Marius in the interview.
Rolling type, like you also see.
To do themselves together. 2-1, 2. Thank you, Verdi, and thank you again, Mr. Popo. We'll be bringing you the rest of this best of 3 to see who is going to win that champion. We'll bring you.
Oh my God, that intro! Oh yo. Chat, he's better bald. I completely agree. He also said it to me like, I'm just so much happier when I just owned it. I took it. It was great. I hated this intro. This whole like grandiose thing is just so boring. It's so boring. I even had that have this intro and the longer one on my other computer because I used to do these broadcasts myself.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about ready to go with our...
And I remember playing on exactly these monitors because these were the 10 monitors that they had at the old ESL studio. And they had them in the practice room. There were like 2 practice rooms on the top floor. And it was just 2 floors and they had like everything split between the like smaller offices there. There was a rooftop that not everybody knew that they could get up to. Man,
potentially final game in the grand.
Can hold L and J for faster forwarding, I guess.
Final.
Yep.
Penta are 1-0 up now. We are out to have to show us something special.
Punji, yeah, I couldn't. Man, Punji looks the baby face of back in the day.
That off. As I mentioned beforehand, their previous
record. True Talent was doing things before. You'll see him in the earlier matches with Panky.
Spotless. Yeah. I believe it is spotless. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as far as professional play goes, they didn't play it until today.
Ooh, boobies.
And then today
Let's
they just
go.
went 5-0.
Is it Toby? Is Tornado Toby? Can
a good
any
start.
Germans correct me on this? Is this Tornado Toby?
Penta got a
I think ESL should have stayed the main association for Siege. I can't dive deep into that, but I'll say, in the end, you can't really judge nowadays because we don't have LAN events. ESL still functions in some regions, so of course in APAC, not APAC North, just South. And Ubisoft handles everything that is production. It's Ubisoft's own investment and a production team that they basically tailor to their own ways in Paris that works on the productions that we run here in Europe. Face it, have different responsibilities in each region, and not all of them include what people believe that they are. Bungie lose weight? I haven't seen much of Bungie. To be honest, I don't really watch much in terms of streams in general. I'll be honest with you, chat. A big reason why I haven't been able to play video games aside from work, there's multiple things, and this is just me kind of opening up with you. First, I've been jumping between different countries to make sure I can actually do my work and work on my paperwork with the help of Ubisoft and Face It and Live Nation, who are helping me as much as they can with my paperwork and with my visa. That's one. Two, we're in the middle of COVID. That on its own is difficult enough. And then my partner, unfortunately, 3 months ago broke one foot, and it was just before she moved to a new apartment that we both share when I actually go to Germany. And it's on the 4th floor, and she broke her foot. So unfortunately, she can't really do much with that. And recently, like under a month ago, she broke her other foot, which needed an operation. So I've been flying out basically from Poland to Germany to help, whilst also working on paperwork and preparing shows and working them. It's been a lot of work, and of course taking care of the house and cleaning and dealing with all of that. It is a lot, and because of that, I haven't been able to play much video games, and I actually end up sitting on my computer and playing games. I usually am just playing games to turn my brain off. So I can just sit back and play Siege like back in the day, where I'm spending like 6-7 hours a day playing Siege because I just want to have fun with my friends. I can't do that in the same way anymore. I have responsibilities. You got to deal with it. But now I have some more time. She's getting better, she's getting therapy now and all. Thankfully, and I know my fellow Europeans and non-Americans in chat will agree on this, that we live in Europe. For example, in my case, I live in Europe. My girlfriend is German. I am a European resident. I have insurance in Europe because I'm a foreigner, and I can't have government insurance the same way as everybody else does. But I don't pay a shitload of money to have insurance. She definitely doesn't. You pay your taxes, get your insurance back. You don't worry about I have to pay for everything. You just go to the doctor, they fix you up, and they give you papers for anything else you may need. And if you want, you can ask and they will give it to you. You don't need to worry about paying bills for insurance because everybody pays their part. And I can tell you that I pay a shitload of taxes in Poland, and I will pay a shitload of taxes in France once my paperwork is ready and I can, prepare my move to be in Paris for next year. So, I'm not the most, hyper into capitalist person, but we can have capitalism, stuff. But I can say socialized medicine is a great thing, and I believe we should all have access to healthcare without problems.
Got a good record on it right now, but it is just the one.
No K-Konas here. I'm a Hassan Abi kind of fan. Vosh, surfs. So you can tell where I'm leaning.
Just against that 1 second seed North American team, and as you see, no North American teams here in the finals. So I mean, that's
So it does.
Maybe they're down there with the Epsilons and Flames of the world.
Oh, all right. Was that a stab at North America?
Was it? I don't know. Are we gonna?
It's an old Logitech mouse, old Razer mouse.
I think it was all North American Xbox final, though, right?
Oh, it wasn't all North American.
You have hospitals you can Google how to fix yourself.
So,
yes.
If I could Google how to fix myself, I would not be in the shithole that I go through a lot of things in my life.
Setting up and ready. You can see there on the screens all the
players are
in the lobby on their end and ready
to
go.
The old lobby.
Into Oregon. Map number 2 between Penta Sports and Sisu. Sisu fighting for their life here in the grand final. Penta fighting for that first place.
Chat. Where you live, Nazgul? In Paris? I need something for Oregon, and you'll see what I mean. Chat, we're gonna go to Old Oregon, old Oregon. So I need to put on my glasses for this because it's gonna blind the hell out of me. So please put on your glasses, preferably with anti-glare.
And the title of the first official season.
Because I'm not joking.
Pro League
it is
PC champions.
Lit as hell.
And it's something that will stick with them for quite a while. And well, let's get it underway. In they go with so far pretty.
You still lived in China back then,
we are seeing a big change in the Penta attack lineup.
Oh my good lord! It is very bright, even with these sunglasses.
Big change.
So welcome to Old Oregon.
You think so?
Blitz to recruit is not a big
people back in the day that didn't see KS playing Mira. This is way before it.
You get a lot of speed. Like there's a lot of changes between those two operators.
Which I mean, like we've said before,
the gun. The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. We're playing Oregon today. Hamburg's amazing. Hamburg is. If I could choose which city to live in for the rest of my life, I would live in Hamburg.
Lets them cruise room to room a lot more effectively.
100%.
Yeah. Yes, the speed is important on a map this big.
Oregon, the Sun State.
Look at that basement
the
level.
Banana Republic.
Especially now they've Sisu picked it first. Getting and clearing that area out is. Like grenades.
I literally have studio lights in here too, and it's still less bright than what this is.
And the flashbang for Blitz doesn't reach that far.
Exactly. So yeah. Ganash's breaching charges, they're looking at what?
Recruit shield, frag grenades, and smokes. Now this is, as Antoine was saying before, old smokes, 3 smokes, the grenade. Great when it comes to amount of utility, but the smokes back then were just god awful.
Because right now, Sisu's defense is in the basement, but they do have Kater Mastari and Wilkie on the floor above.
Hamburg is the most amazing city and state to live in, the Bundesland in Germany. 100%.
It could go disastrously for them.
It's expensive, of course, but man, if I could live in Hamburg.
Crib coming in from
maybe in the next 2 years I move to Hamburg.
The far end,
I would love that.
towards the kitchen as one was
I'll get married, move to Hamburg, have my kid in Hamburg.
Rendier to find a man inside the armory as well. And it is only a matter of time now before Penta starts.
We're just too tired of moving.
Honestly,
I'm exhausted of moving.
The room is going to die. The room is going to reposition and get out
safely. Pull Junas out. I go run back up white stairs. Haha, Canadian white stairs.
From Eunice through into those toilets and a run upstairs to keep himself alive.
Nobody's playing kitchen. Like you don't have this even back in the day. Even after many new operators were introduced, you stopped seeing all of this. Not even a year after this. Bavaria's was. I mean, look, the Bavarian governor. It's not really governor. It's like the Prime Minister of Bavaria. He's an interesting fellow. I kind of like him. Maybe he'll be. He's being groomed, I think, to be Merkel's replacement in the future. For Germans, I highly recommend listening to Merkel wave music. It's very interesting. SMG and 11 ACOG, yeah. Terrible though. I don't believe that it should ever, be something like that.
One direction clear. They are very much spread out.
We're playing an armory. There's a pulse upstairs. Wilkie, he's got shotgun. Just waits. The moment somebody goes into the garage, he's gonna smack him from upstairs.
Look in towards that meeting room. They still know the pulse is up there. He was droned out and spotted. Now Sai's heading upstairs. They're still trying to track down.
You can nade, but yeah, the arc on the grenades back in the day was just
misses those shots, almost bad, but it gets spotted, and they decide, you know what, we're not going to miss more time with him. 1 minute 20 on the clock.
It took me like.
They still need to figure something out. They do give him a couple of
seconds. It took me until 2018 to actually learn that you could put your shield away as a shield operator.
They need to start putting some pressure on the basement itself. They've wasted a lot of time on
oh my god, that vault.
They still don't know exactly where Kato
start. Back in the day, people that remember this, you would just thermite the wall and it would blow up the hatch next to it. My mind blanks out every now and then. So this is what people did all the time. Is it always CDU? Is this how it works?
They still don't know
angle
exactly
grip. Look, angle grip Air 33 is the best combo you'll ever use.
I mean, they haven't lost a single player
Even
yet,
Geo
they're
uses it.
already down
I don't know if
so
he uses angled. I think she uses like standard grip.
without a single kill,
Oh,
and there it is.
smacked.
sensor works out perfectly.
Shotgun, double tap. It just did he even drop Saiyan? Yeah. So Wilkie's playing the open floorboard angle, and yeah, they get smacked. They just all stay inside of the lobby, and Rendir is on his own, off and away.
Ovi, Eunice comes down the stairs and finds the lurking Crip, and suddenly Rendir is the last man standing.
Because nobody went up the top floor. Like, why don't you go and pressure from the main, like, big window?
5 people will somehow plant and hold it. All monstrous tasks, and basically round number 1 here is in Sisu's favor. So the perfect unbeaten.
I haven't been able to vote on anything political in my entire life. That sounds great.
Is about to drop in round number
26 years old, almost 27. That's great. I'd love to be a political activist. I just can't. Ooh, smacked.
We'll find Katie, but they drop down into the meeting room. He will drop down into the basement itself, straight into Bounty's fire.
Boop.
And there it is. Round number 1 over towards the defensive GiFu side. Penta don't look too worried about it. I think they know what their mistakes are. We all know what it was.
Right.
Hey, X-Wing. How you doing?
Yeah. That poutine skin there on Bounty's.
It does. This is back in the day where people just did not coordinate the same way.
But that's all but the map at that point.
They do now. Kato Mastari coming down that stairwell. What is he doing up? Oh, he must have been roamed.
Yeah. Well, isn't it just a party in here?
Yeah, Penta then starting their defense in the kids' dorm and the dorm's main hall, same as we saw them do before. They set this up in very.
I'm just happy. I mean, on a political side note, in Germany, I'm happy that at least in North Rhine-Westphalia, which is the state that I travel to quite frequently now, that the Greens taken up like what 34% of the vote in the recent election in September, which is pretty cool. I'm all for it.
The wall at the far end.
Yeah, black and white. Muzzle break on the SMG? I'm not sure.
The master bedroom / the closet next to it. 1 person in B and 1 person rooming a little way. So, how and where do they deal with that? We will see. Sisu could have a play in place. They were watching, of course, that game against VWS. Bated breath. At that point, they didn't know who it was they were going to be playing in this final. So hopefully they were learning how Penta play this from that. Crip playing the Jaeger. Is that
what is he trying to do here? Is he trying to find
will he be able to make that big impact? So, Kato and Wilski with Bounty on shield here, pushing in from the mini tower entrance and through the toilets. Crip goes into the tower, but immediately regrets his decision and turns to run. Bouncy will open up that window and follow the drone in that's already been there. Wookie is still looking to reposition and fire in through the dining room. Should they get the call out, there's someone in there. It's a crossfire between Bounty and him, but there's no one there. Crip does turn to run away and go straight upstairs.
We'll
now join Pengu inside the B-bomb site.
Now, Rendir playing the angle that a lot of people call super ballsy because you're going to get smacked from there at some point in time. They just either at the bottom or the top of the bomb, and they're both equally as bad.
Mistake is not being made by Sisu. Wilkie is in the window, but Bouncy is in the tower, making sure he doesn't get shot in the butt.
Ooh, shot in the butt.
Minute 50. Sisu also putting pressure now.
You would have gotten smacked in the head if you do that now.
Did, but they've also not been able to deal with too many of the roamers. However, thankfully for them, the A and the B bomb sites in this selection.
He hit him. What?
Quite so tough to pressure.
Was it pro tax?
From the roamers. So one little tag into Rendy as he tries to sprint across the gap. Bouncy not sure if he wants to go through this window or not. There's barbed wire waiting for him, but a lot of shots going off at all angles, trying to pick off stuck or stray members of Penta.
Like nowadays, you just don't do any of that. You have reinforcements, you bring Ace, and Habana, of course, with the new Habana X-Kairos, which, it's so good.
What do they choose to do with
and just, play for closet and bedroom.
Right, it's a lot different with the top floor here. I mean, it's a much tighter gameplay than the basement.
Eunice looking with a good angle across from the outside on that angle to stop anyone rotating from in. Checking for frost traps inside if in case he wants to go into that gap.
Smokes are out.
There isn't anything there though.
I don't know what canisters when used. Are they like
check the
standard
behind him. Will now
smoke or
ash charge underneath it just
actual,
in
like,
case
smoke,
he couldn't see a thing. Now he knows it's clean and safe.
Canisters.
But there's still 5 players alive on either squad.
Yeah, they've been used to slow things down. There's nobody there. I don't know what he's doing. They're just on the window. Yeah, smoke it out.
The gap between the A and the B bomb site. Sai gets the first kill onto Yunus outside.
And
Penguin leaps outside and takes down Protex, but Wookie will answer onto Sai before the shield gets taken out from inside the B site. Randy grabbing that kill, but he will go down for his trouble. KTO Mistari leaping inside A will find one. Pengu still hiding in the room there, and Pengu will be found out by Wilkie. K2's the last man with the him. Ovi, last defender up. Sees K2 through this gap, can't land the kill shots, doesn't know where the last player that helps him is. But with 0 seconds on the clock, he knows the plant must be going down, so they're both within this room. K2 will be down first. Does he know where the second man is? He does now, he fires. Wilkie can't land the shots. Gets down and knifed. Ovi.
And you're smacking the diffuser. Oh,
whether it be the old gods or the new.
Yeah, that could not
it's
have been
the first retake we've seen in
the light.
all the rounds we've watched so far.
He picks up the shots onto Wilkie.
Between the hit registration, the tapping, the awkward recoil, the aiming mechanics, the terrible field of view. Oh my god.
Number 3 then.
Yeah, it was
close to being 2-0 up.
Is the observer that would give you like
for missing those shots, but
it would
what's done is
it
done.
wouldn't
And
sync
to be fair,
properly.
They've still got to be pretty confident with that attack. Yes, they lost that 2v1, but everything up to that point was very well executed to give them that setup.
Especially compared to Penta's attempt at attacking them in the previous round.
Yeah.
It looks worse than my rank stack.
So,
yeah, nowadays, yeah.
I think progress from here forward. Having successfully defended before, Sisu are now holding the top 2 bomb sites themselves, A and B in the dorms halls.
I observed with those tools. Actually, I can show you my old observing. Mil-Spec and Orgless GG on Favela. Let's go. So I don't want this. Just take me to my fucking channel, man. Is it Euronics versus Unknights in CL? You know, 3 years ago.
That's what happens.
The old Challenger League logo that Devin made, like Emzo. And I couldn't observe well back in the day because in those days, my computer was hot trash and couldn't actually run the game correctly. Now, this is way after they improved it. Like Hicks, Voy, Aris, Cauxis. This is ages ago. It's back in my days.
Really need to get rid of the roamers, with the exception of, again, like you said, making sure that small tower is taken care of. The roamers aren't really too important because you can just jump through the A window, jump through the B windows, plant, and the roamers have to come to you now. Whereas the basement, of course, you kind of end up sandwiched in your own bomb site.
So, again, it's just so bright.
Inside the B site as the attack starts to come on through.
When Buck was a playable operator, APAC would like to have a chat with you.
Here. And they still need to be faster again. So he's going to drone the backside of this tower, which will allow Rendier.
I need to go to the barber.
Here with him to start pressuring from this direction.
Somebody on Twitter recommended to me barber in Düsseldorf, Huggy.
Keeping an eye on
So
anywhere
good.
he can, looking for any windows that may or may not be open.
I already met 2 of the employees. They're super nice.
One that's worth spraying through.
There's
like
one lady that
here.
works there that looks exactly like Frostgren, and a guy that looks like what's his name? Like Jack Black. Not Jack Black. Jack Sparrow. And it's just Frostgren and Jack Sparrow. They're hilarious. So wonderful. Yeah, no, Shield Recruit was a thing. Why? Because you could have 3 smokes and 1 grenade. Again, not the good smokes because they were terrible back in the day. But Boomsy playing smoke and getting fragged first. That has not changed.
Now Sai can start pressuring with that.
Oh, the floating
pushes
smoke.
the tower behind to again make sure it's clear and that he will not be flanked.
Sai's playing
Yunus
shield.
the first kill for the defense,
Got grenades, got smokes. He's good. One grenade. That's fine. And that's 3 spade, yeah.
His diffuser is still dropping the big tower now. Up the stairs, Yunus wants to come, but sees that window open. He's very cautious about it. And rightfully so, Pengu is looking straight in there. So he decides to back out and go a slightly different way. Penta have the diffuser in the hands of Rendier now. It didn't get dropped at all. It's just been sitting in the tower the entire time. He's now making a push across a very open area, so he's got to be cautious
Old Oregon so
about
many
it.
times. Insane.
He's got Pengu here to support him a little way. Trip turns into A then through the window. Hides his drone from the grenade, but doesn't hide it well.
Should have throwback week. That's why we're doing a VOD review of every single grand final.
Best of teamwork,
one per day. Today is year 1, season 1. Tomorrow, season 2. So keep on watching. We're gonna keep doing it.
Shot making that happen. I believe it was up through the floor. Not entirely sure.
Behind them in small tower.
Behind over Pengu's shoulder. Sprays in towards B. They don't seem really sure where the hell Sisu are. They're definitely scared. 30 seconds on the clock then. Penta starting to group up here out and around the A bomb site itself. Now Yunus is starting to look for a potential flank. He's in the dining room at the moment. Can't see them from that angle, but if he keeps moving this direction, he will get to that tower.
See how much it slows you down?
Dodges the shotgun coming around the corner, but we'll start the plant down now.
No nitro from below. Is there somebody down below? Yeah, the nitro's too far. I think that was Wookie. Yeah, it's not gonna hit. See, and you see with the smoke canister, by the way? You see how the smoke is? It just very quickly dissipates, and you could see people's feet at the bottom. It's not really that great. You get to watch Pengu actually win stuff. Yeah, isn't it crazy though? Isn't it crazy? Ay, ay, ay.
Hold on tight. Diffuser taken away then. Still got 2 teammates up to help him, but he's holding this angle really close. Here's the first step in towards the B site, and it is
They can actually hear people.
But now Wilkie and Project comes sprinting in. Wilkie goes down.
It took that long to even kill him. Oh my god.
Pengu is outside and still holding a tight angle. Crip going back into the mini tower, looking for that man that was flanking. It was Yunus, but he's no longer there. Pengu is still holding it tight. Wilkie's going to come out, lose his life for it, but will do a lot of damage. Crip will also be down.
And they're down.
Diffuse will go through. Yunus sealing the deal with the last kill, but defenders win round number 3 and C2 get themselves
that should not have
back
happened.
in the lead. 2 rounds to 1.
Should not have happened. Another retake.
Again, and this time it didn't even really come down to finding the roamers for Penta. They still
It's
just
realistic.
didn't really have an idea of how they wanted to push that point. Spent a lot of time
I don't know.
staring
The
at
whole
windows,
realism thing
that,
is
again,
just
defenders would slip up
throws out the window the moment somebody pulls a big ass piece of steel from out their ass and starts reinforcing something. Like,
Successfully defending that top floor, now forced to
it's
switch
just
it up by
boring.
going down to the basement. They successfully lost
it would really get your heart pumping. That's why there's a lot of people that play Skip from Tarkov or play the old SWAT games and the old Rainbow Six games. But
back down again.
The future is now.
They have been running that sole roamer in Yunus, but we've seen teams successful with both 2 and 3 roamers on this map. I mean, the opening round is what Sisu did exactly against Penta with 3 roamers. So, we'll see if that's what they choose to do with Crip here.
So you've seen before when we played this site, which doesn't always get played apparently here. Nobody really did much to come in from bunker.
So we'll watch and see as Yunus begins to push straight forward. Then
bunker push was not like super common yet. You know, tower bunker was needed to split. You still do it in that way, anyways. Just nowadays you have to deal with
straight into garage very rapidly. Taking the camera, looking for.
Why would you open that? You have no like info on anybody upstairs. It's just if you're doing something, you're not doing it because you have info on it. You're just doing it because it's how you were trained, or how you trained yourself to do it.
Downfall in the rounds previously, taking too long to clean the rest of the map and not cleaning it. It got through the top floor with double drones and bouncing quite comfortably. Now they're looking to do the floor that they're on. Crip has actually gone up to the floor.
This is back in the day where you could only have one drone deployed. You couldn't have 2 at the same time. If you deploy the other one, it destroys the first one.
And he's there, above the meeting room.
I mean, are you trying to tell me that carrying 500 rounds of ammunition is not a super easy thing to do?
Thatcher will go out. Junas blowing this wall. Thermite on a wall next to him. And then eventually they will do that trapdoor as well. Make sure they've got as much angle
that's
as
the
possible
checklist.
to shoot down through that trapdoor when they're ready to open it.
Oh.
And here it comes.
It didn't open? Huh.
Jaeger systems going down, making sure
both
they can get
charges
as many
on
nades
it
in there successfully as possible. And now they've got the hole opened up. Time to start putting some real pressure on the bomb site. Minute 25 to go, but there is still
what is this lighting?
Coming behind.
This is year 1 lighting. People tell me all the time, man, Siege was such a good game back in the day. They ruined it. Got no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Protects will drone on in and be the eyes in the sky. Crip is slowly moving. You can see his silhouette at the top of the screen.
It's a good angle. This is an angle that I got slammed from many times as an attacker because defenders would just somehow have a better angle than I did.
Just blitz down the stairs. He's still got a lot of barbed wire to deal with, but he knows he's got.
And he needs to push. That is a terrible grenade.
Grenade will go off, and I'm pretty sure.
And he got smacked.
Never mind. Rendier shot him in the face instead. Bouncy's down.
I thought he got team killed.
Protex though is planting. He's on top of the laundry. We'll get the plant down, but we'll lose his life for it. Here comes
back when planting laundry was
down he comes from the meeting room and with a perfect flank takes down.
You don't even need to watch it with the castle barricade and everything.
Later,
Later the castle barricade was kind of most fun
actually,
pieces
but
for
can
me.
he get in to stop the diffuser? He's trying to shoot down, drops through
He
the
drops.
hole just as Rendier looks for him, but Ovi will answer him as he hits the bottom. Doesn't stop the diffuser, and defenders win round number 4. Penta
simple as that.
Getting that one.
Jaeger flanks at the end of the round.
Just like
as they're so busy planting, they lost the blitz, they lost another player. Jaeger taps too. It's over.
Unchecked roamer that just kind of.
Popcorn recoil is terrible.
Split them apart.
Audio delay, yeah, I know. I just can't fix it right now. Today is their test stream because I've never streamed from this apartment yet.
From looking down through the hole
and I just want to know if the quality is good for everybody watching at home. I know that the actual video is not going to be super cool here because it's very grainy.
Get him that back. So still
it's
2-2, very much even like we saw the first match.
4.5 years ago.
Up until
shit.
That 3 rounds to 3 mark, and that's when Penta ran away with it, winning it 5 rounds to 3, putting us here on match point.
Now, Penta can just figure out how to attack this round. They might have a chance.
Exactly.
But they've got a long way to improve from their first attempt at taking this basement.
Yeah. We'll see whether Sisu feeling confident enough to run those triple roamers again on this basement defense. Or if they feel like something different. I honestly don't think running it's a bad idea.
No, it's not.
Penta did clearly have no idea how to deal with it.
Seems that's what they're going for.
Yeah. So Wilkie in the armory, Eunice still running around, Boonsy in the back of the tower. They're going for a spawn peak. Boonsy going to the construction and Eunice going towards Junkyard. Neither of them landing anything substantial though.
I believe that also the casters, I don't know if they had an observer for, I think Verdi was observing the games. If I remember correctly. But the casters also had their own feeds. So they could also actually observe in the game back when you had different observer systems. Like online, you could have up to 2 observers, sorry. Now you only have 1. Not great. But you can still run that on LAN. And nowadays on LAN, of course, you have so many more. But they're not really used for casters anymore.
Just getting a little bit of information. I like the ideas, though. It's ballsy.
Can't judge quality. Yeah, I'll check it out later.
They would have got a lot of
voice a tad louder. Okay. Well, we can try it as we go.
Information from Bouncy that 4-man spawn.
Keito Mestari. Yeah. Keito Mestari was apparently a I don't know if he still does it, but he was a fantastic swimmer. I never got to meet him personally. It's one of the people I never got to
get inside now. It's because of all those rumors they saw, and unless things change up drastically in the last few minutes, they're going to fall prey to what they did in the first round right now, right?
Hey.
I do like Rendier coming from this direction though. It's a different angle, and if he can manage,
and this is what it's a response
will help dismantle
because Penta were abusing this flank on their own, right? When they rotated the Jaeger up. So what do? You try to deal with it
below
in your own right.
But
and that's the modification. Let's just go bunker.
Waiting around before then.
Something Penta actually did. Not everybody did back in those days.
Everyone else.
Yeah, so they're gonna go with the
from that, and they're gonna completely push on B. Gets across the gap. Now got support here from Thermite through that nice big hole he made. Pre-fires towards the drop. No one there. for different angles. Raise right next to Smoke's head, but cannot land the kill shot. No, I don't think so.
Did a bit of damage to Bouncy.
Smoke to reposition though. It's Bouncy on it. Protex inside B.
Why?
Lose the RNG game this time around. Grenades coming in. Bouncy shoots right past.
Bouncy's just bouncing between everything.
His Pengu square in their head.
It's almost like he turned his shield to let him.
Yeah. Smoke's in the corridor then, not letting Smoke shoot back through it. Rendier on the flank though will take
You can see how terrible the old smokes are. Smoke canister drops a lot of damage. Ovi's still getting. They're just playing outside. Like they're playing for gunfight. They're not trying to force a plant as a defender.
Taking out Eunice, and suddenly the Penta defense is
and that's the big oddity with what you have nowadays is defenders will. Oh my good lord in heaven. Oh my good god, what is this?
Now looking to flank round as
now you could have killed your teammate nowadays. Sergeant being so low on HP.
Now looking to flank round as well.
And this is back when resetting was a thing. You would reset people back to 50 HP. What's up with Rainbow Six join us in Battlefield? Will Battlefield pay me as much as Rainbow Six pays me?
Trying to find the shield. Ovi will put
no
it down
fucking
and
way.
Give the numbers a little bit back.
I don't play Battlefield in ages. Sad. I don't own BF5.
One man left standing.
He's still alive. He's behind you. There you go.
They come from behind you, buddy.
Yep. He just turned away at the last second.
Yeah. He saw them fly over his head and thought they must have been coming from someone in the corridor, not this man. Who actually missed every single shot.
I haven't played Battlefield in ages. Also, Sleepy, every time I play Battlefield with you, you rage quit after like 30 minutes playing.
Catches them completely by surprise.
Right.
And
has that changed over the years?
Just getting picked off from different angles because Penta was spread out nicely, and this time they didn't have the roamers to punish that.
Right. And they kind of just said, you know,
I played a lot of Battlefield.
We don't care about your roamers.
Yep. Wilkie was the one roamer. He was upstairs in the armory and decided to try and come down the back stairs and try and stab him in the back.
Yep.
But Rendier was there and waiting. Rendier put him down very quickly.
BF1, really?
Penta taking the lead. Then
I'd be down to playing it again.
Could this be the start of a familiar story? Very close.
We can squad
very close opening rounds.
Clean is the rage quitter now. Oh yeah. Kenny messaged me. I got to the lights. We might get a full stack, huh? Is it still like 5 people in a squad, or is it 4? I don't remember. How is it in BF1?
We'll find out.
Clean will rage quit in some point.
Again, once more, they're running the same
5? Then we can run a full squad in BF1.
Comfortable with it. They're attacking this top floor again.
What are you doing Saturday night?
Definitely not been the worst place for them to attack.
Kenny, I don't know. Apparently he's fine. He's just he got his computer back in order. I haven't talked to him or played with him in ages.
Making sure they triple check every corner.
So a reminder that back in those days, you put in 5 rounds on the board and it's over.
This could be it. Stakes are high. Stress is, I'm sure, through the roof.
Yep.
They both want to win.
Oh, the beautiful statements. You know how the APAC calls are going to work? Surely there'll be a mini LAN. How can you do LAN when we're in the middle of COVID? You can't. The only way to do LAN is with the resources afforded to an invitational. Because invitational has so much money and manpower built into it, or human power, I guess, to be very open, that you can actually afford to build a bubble and an ecosystem and everything. But with APAC, I don't know. I think people are going to have to suck some things up. I don't know how they're going to run it. Thanks. They both want to win. Thanks, Past Stokes. The more things change, the more they stay the same. That's Punji. It's back in the days. Didn't NA do LAN? Yeah, but all of NA, pretty much, at least the top 4 teams, obviously doesn't include the Sonics. It's, to be honest, like right now, the Sonics doesn't include the Sonics. But the top 4 teams already live in Vegas, so it's not really a problem to get everybody into a LAN because they already live there. But when you have to move everybody from different countries, that's when things get super complicated. Gonna have you as desk host again? For now. We'll see. See how I feel about it in the future. I'm very privileged that I can kind of choose and mold myself around the show. But hey, maybe I take on different duties, maybe different duties outside of hosting. Yeah.
Even though it's safe to proceed.
The future is down.
Push up that back staircase.
Is Wilkie bringing sledge shotgun?
Got to get through the barbed wire first. Right at the top of the stairs is Rendir on that bandit. Okay. He's got a C4, but we've seen him peek out and kill these shields pretty easily as well. It's all about landing the important shots. Haven't checked the tower.
APAC North. Does an APAC North play on Japan?
Not too much, but of course, because Bouncy came in that direction, Bouncy
maybe they play in
knows
Japan
to go
servers.
past him to get up behind them. And
Depends, though, depending on the teams. Not everybody plays Southeast Asia on it. I see. Yeah, but it depends. It depends though on which team they're playing. They like. I don't think they are locked into specifically playing in one region. They have to compromise. Like, even in Europe, if you have a team in Western Europe, like a French team, and like BDS versus Empire versus VP, you have to, you have to find kind of a data center that's really in the middle of it.
They're safe. Rendir heads into
I don't think it's locked. Like in the US, if at least back in the day you had an East Coast team and a West Coast team, they play always Central. But if it's two East Coast teams, they played them both on East.
Moved off from there.
But of course now everybody's pretty much in Nevada, so they just play Central.
On the roof himself.
Or West. I don't know. It depends on them.
Well,
depends. They know better than I do.
You always need to make sure someone is
admins and observers know this shit better than I do.
Down between.
I can't even see what they're doing a lot of the times because I'm not looking at the admin feeds. I'm just busy hosting.
The bomb sits the MP7 wielding bandit. He's still checking the stairwell.
Drones atop the bomb.
Playing the RNG game, trying to find one lucky headshot here onto Rook through the wall. As Protex decides to repel
this bug still
other end
exists.
Of the building. Still only a minute on the clock though, and Sisu haven't really made a whole lot of progress here. They're definitely.
You don't see much in the way of reinforcements used, right?
Wilkie gets himself taken out for his
I just wonder if there was a way to see how many reinforcements were not
first
used.
Killer this round. And now they got to be cautious. There's a man in the meeting hall window, and Junis is right next to it. He stands up a little bit too far forward. He's going to get shot square in the back. Protex repositioning back from where he came in.
And Lucy drops in, smokes out. He knows that he's an attic.
Junis cannot see where he's looking and definitely cannot move too far forward to get in and help. But the plant's in and going down. Bouncy puts his shield on his back and uses it for cover as well as all this smoke, and it's on to Penta now to retake this bomb site. They've got 5 people to
They just have no idea. Penta had no clue that this was coming down.
What is their plan? First man coming in.
Still hit him.
A dink in the shoulder. And it's Pengush. G4 is going to come across. Penta take down Bouncy.
No way.
He tried to flank around the back side, but
he couldn't get the other one because pistols are terrible.
Protex will nade out Crip, who is sitting on the bomb.
And small tower.
Pengu is still in there. Rendir comes out behind and will.
Dude, there's no way. Were there any forms of cams in the game other than default cams and drones? Nope. Nope. You didn't have bulletproof. Bulletproofs came way later. There's no way that this fight actually happened that way. And back in the day, by the way, having in the game is like programmed a basic 10 or 15 ping that was already built into the game. So there was delay built into it because of the way the architecture worked.
Who is sitting on the bomb? Pengu is still in there. Rendir comes out behind.
Like,
and will fall down.
There's no way.
The defuse is going out as he runs out of ammo. Has to go in, but Ovi is there for him. And defenders win round number 6. Penta putting themselves on match point. Thermite's got to be kicking himself right now.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Why jump in through the window? Yes, I will grab. I've run out of ammo. I've got a pistol.
Yeah, I mean, definitely better chance of taking out the diffuser from the window with the pistol.
I can't believe it.
See the panic of jumping
it's so stupid.
Right. Got a pistol.
Yeah, not even Valk. Valk was introduced. I think Valk was shown at this event or a bit after it. I don't know how they used to do it before because they didn't use the events as marketing things back in the day. It's only later that I realized, like, hey, what if we merged an esports event with the marketing? It would make way more sense. They both benefit out of one another. So that's why there's esports marketing and also marketing, and they work together on some projects, of course. But when it comes to back in the days, this Blackbeard and Valkyrie were not released. This is base game operators. That's it. Season 2.
Started this map on this bomb site?
Season 2 when they did in Katowice, and then season 3 was in Katowice, and then Invitational, and then season 4 was Katowice. There's a 3 seasons Katowice. And then, so basically my old office where I used to work for ESL. And after that, they moved to Cologne, they did Gamescom, and after that was Sao Paulo, and Arena Max 5 in Sao Paulo. And then there was Invitational, of course, again, and Tohu.
Penta
in
definitely had
Canada,
the last time they attacked here, they did take them down with ease.
And after we had like DreamHack, our first DreamHack in
couple of quick pre-fires off into some
no, it
windows
was DreamHack.
just to make sure.
No, then after SI 2018, what do we have after it as an event? It was US, right? Yeah, we had Atlantic City Pro League Finals, and then we had DreamHack Austin, and then we had Valencia, and then DreamHack Winter that year. We didn't have Montreal. But yeah, before that, we went to, in end of 2018, we had Paris Major in the summer, and we had, what was the event of 2018? Where did we go? Yeah, 2018 was also Rio de Janeiro. We went to Rio.
Or no harm in doing it. It's not like you're struggling for ammo. Start to push in.
Oh God, I don't even remember that. Sierra Philosopher. I mean, we're gonna be done in not long, to be honest. Today's kind of a prep as we try this new concept.
India clears out the tower, and then we'll drone himself a little bit further through the meeting room. Right now, we've got 2 players set up. Penta opening up the first kill. Eunice goes down. He is the one.
Was he on the stairs?
Right now, we've got 2 players set up. Penta opening up the first kill. Eunice goes down. He is the one.
Unfortunate. Protex has an angle from the top floor that can deal with anybody walking in from the main door.
The armory anyway.
And he's been such a strong Sisu
player.
Yeah,
there's Wilkie inside of armory.
Tough man to go down first, and it's going to give big boost of confidence to Penta here.
Yonaski.
One in the armory, one in the master bedroom side. Does just spot that with his camera.
And Sai slow. Protex in front.
Penta,
I mean, you're gonna need to watch the small tower.
Close by to help him out if he needs to.
They use it themselves. Of course, you rotate one side after the other.
Teammates can feed in the information on anyone that may be coming up that hallway. Now, heading forward to the other direction, we'll open up a couple more windows with his team. Fire down on angles. Look for the man that's coming out of armory, because they all know he's going to be in there.
Goosebumps casting finals. It's been a while.
Just gotta wait for him. Oh, Wilkie is looking to get it.
By the way, a question: how much of a delay do you have between voice and camera? Do you feel that it's like 100 milliseconds or something like that? I can try it out. I mean, I'll test it myself. But
a bit impatient.
Year 1 Season 2 final was in the UK. That is true. In Leicester. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It was in Leicester. Then Katowice.
He's looking to get a little bit impatient. Pep someone out. Rendia finds Protax.
Yeah, the good old reinforcement. But I mean, you don't always need to sit inside of armory through it.
Waiting for those defender mistakes, and they're actually making them.
Bouncy gets the first kill for the defense then. Crip goes down. And Penta lose a man. But Kato and Starry holding the top of this stairwell. Sai is outside A. The smokes are all across. Bouncy's inside the B-bomb looking through the window.
Nitro, there's no info on that. And that's the old Nitro explosive. Like nowadays, when you Nitro, you have such a huge blast radius on your Nitro. It's insane. You clip somebody on the edge of it and he's dead.
He's got Penta Ovi now joining him as Wilkie will grab another kill for the defense, and that's big. Pengu goes down to 3v3. Ovi puts his drone in the backside of that tower too.
Yeah, you're gonna get smoked.
15 seconds on the clock, and they cannot get through that window.
Rotate from white stairs. Nobody lying on white stairs.
10 seconds, or we're going to another round.
5-7.
Ovi gets on inside, rushes in, finds one. Kato Mistari will answer onto Sai though. Brendier will take down Kato. but there's no time, and the defenders win round number 7.
They could have gotten them anyways.
Live to fight another day.
I mean, that was less than a quarter of a second away from them.
Good half second? Okay.
Just started pulling
No, old Oregon was terrible. Like this olden days Oregon.
Let out on the entire
Dude, their coach is fucking smashed between, like in the middle of them.
He's still on match point.
Dishwasher came with your house, died last week. Oh man. Well, good. You got your dishwasher now. If anybody's looking for real estate in Montreal, I have my cousin who is a real estate agent in the city. Yeah. You know, Antoine, what happened, I don't know if other people have felt this, maybe as Arabs you have like another experience, but from my point of view, when I told my mom that, you know, my girlfriend and I, you know, we're prepping the apartment with some things, and I wanted to buy some électroménager, like stuff for the house, and I said I have to buy a new oven because the owners were taking their oven with them. It's a normal thing in Germany to come in and basically have like little to no kitchen, but we got super lucky and everything was there pretty much. We just needed a new oven, a dishwasher, and a washer, not a dryer, like clothes to wash your clothes. And my mom was like, a dishwasher? Ghassan, why do you need dishwasher? It's for lazy people that don't want to wash their dishes or have a system to wash their dishes. It's just lazy. I'm like, Mom, come on, man. Just live in the 21st century with me here.
Zizou need to win this to force overtime here on this.
It's like, oh, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying.
They're down into the basement. A basement which, to be fair, Zizou got a
successful plant. I don't like this German system.
They just couldn't hold.
Though I still prefer it over the French one, which is basically... you're gonna have a kitchen, but it's absolute hard garbage. It's like those tiny sinks and tiny everything, and everything's made out of plasticky.
It was a big enough distraction to allow the Penta players underneath to get kills up through that hole, and then get the diffuse off.
7.
And it's a tough spot to drone out. You can't kind of just do it as you're going along. You have to throw it straight through that little window, and specifically want to drone that area out.
Yeah,
which is a great place for you to just sit a whole match.
So, Penta, last time they attacked this site, didn't succeed through the trapdoor in the front. They went through the back side.
Tiny kitchens are the worst. Yep, I hate tiny kitchens. I paid extra. Like, I made sure that we got super lucky with this apartment, to be completely honest with you. But we made sure that we got a kick-ass kitchen that I can film stuff in the future. I already have a couple of recipes, chat, that I'm perfecting, so I can make a nice YouTube video for everybody at home. So hopefully early next year I already have all the equipment for it. I have a tripod and camera and everything, so something to work on. Splurge and change the whole counter. Ugly tiles, slate of granite. Oof. Massive sink. Some really nice big like IKEA sinks even. They aren't super expensive, of course, but they're still pretty reasonable. Open kitchens are definitely the way. The first dishwasher I had at home, first of all, I only discovered that dishwashers were a thing when I went to Canada 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, not 10.5 years ago, to Montreal, to my cousins that used to live in Lorraine. For people that lived in the Montreal area, you might know the city that is modeled after Lorraine in France. But yeah, that was where I went and spent the summer there. And that's where I found my first ever dishwasher ever. I'm like, holy shit, these exist? And yeah, now when I moved to Poland, I had a dishwasher built into the apartment. Thank you, ESL, that provided me with an apartment and everything. And thank you, Ubisoft, for actually paying them to do that. So there it is.
Because they're not playing that heavy roamer aggression
like
Sisu was.
Having, for me, two things were very important. Having a good kitchen and an extra room that I can use as an office for streaming and work. Those were the two most important things, and I definitely paid extra for them. Lorraine's north of Laval, yeah, pretty much. It's like a 30-minute drive outside of Montreal. It's not that far away. It's not Montreal, it's Lorraine.
Using the first 30 seconds of the round to...
Yeah, my cousins, one is Lebanese and his wife is Canadian, and they lived in Trois-Rivières where they were in university, and then they moved to Laval and then Lorraine, and now to the actual like Montréal, l'île de Montréal.
Comfortable.
Perturbation sur la ligne orange, ligne 5, entre Côte-Vertu et Montgomery.
Breaks the window open, scares a little bit of the life.
Goes into the window, but doesn't check his left hand. Oh no! He didn't check him. Why? Have you heard of a drone?
Shots were already heard. Breaks the window open.
Oh, that's so slow.
Bit of the life out of Crip. Goes in through the window, but doesn't check his left hand side.
Jonas.
The right hand side rather.
He's so mad right now. I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's a couple of them in Montreal, so you know it's a like Lebanese area.
Goes Crip opening up the kill. Yunus down. That big player once again killed off by the Roman. Didn't drone in, didn't check that room properly.
Very surprised he didn't look to the right at all.
And Crip successfully gets into the meeting room afterwards. Oh, and the C4 from underneath. Sai takes Wilkie down, making it look
Bunsi was too slow. Was this a pre-placed nitro?
Underneath.
To the right at all.
And Crip successfully gets into the meeting room afterwards. Oh, and the C4 from underneath.
Yeah, Bunsi was too slow.
Down, making it look easy now, Penta.
And Sai killed him. It's a smoke, by the way. Smoke had nitros. And it's all over.
Coming back up to where he knows Crip is. Turns his side on. Takes a bit of damage, but will not fall yet. Protax is nowhere to be seen to help him out right now. He's a one-man force.
See, like a 9mm would not be able to do that nowadays. 50 HP on the reset. Yeah. Now it's only 20, of course. It's a big thing when that thing was reversed, you know, from 50 to 20. When you had drop resets, happened a lot on border.
To help Bouncy out from up top. Bouncy needs to not die before that happens. He's going to drone a bit first. Protax droning through. Pengu in that corridor has been spotted out. Where are you going now, Bouncy? You're going to drone a bit as well, but from safety as Protex blows.
I mean, look, Penta, just hold on. Look at these 4 rifles trailed at you. They don't even need somebody upstairs. You can, if you want to play the rotation, go up the tower stairs.
Here comes the Sisu push.
But yeah, you can just smoke it.
Not being used. It's just a threat
Yeah,
function.
you can't plant.
Frost trap being taken out in the corner. More smokes going down now from the actual attacking team. Trying to lock Rendir out, trying to lock Sai out. Pengu gets across the gap, but Protax is pinning him, but Protax stops the tornado and will fall. That's the diffuser down with 30 seconds.
Yeah, Bunsi's dead.
But Pengu says no!
Wow! Champion! And it just ends there. Y Pros in 2016 are the same as Coppers in 2019. Yeah, Jaeger himself. And I met him personally. He's a great guy. Here, Trois-Rivières is kind of boring, yeah. Orange line, ouais. Perturbation sur la ligne orange entre Côte-Vertu et Montmorency. Like, oh God, no. We had it happen to us a couple times. We were in Montreal a total of 2 weeks. No, just over 2 weeks, I think. We went there for Invitational, and a week afterwards, just under a week actually, spend with our family. So 2 weeks. And yeah, it was, we had it a couple times. Hilarious. It's a feature of your metro system. Yeah. It's, you know, the first metro system I ever used in my entire life was Montreal metro system. And it blew my mind